Good morning. My name is Dadisi Najib. I am your hearing officer today for San Francisco Public Works, and Nathan is our clerk. This hearing is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterward through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website, sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there is no sign-in sheet, so if you would like to receive information about the results of this hearing today, please send an email to the email address listed on the hearing notice, which is urbanforestry@sfdb. I'm sorry. In this case, it would be SF. Gregory, can you tell us where they could reach you? Our Bureau of
Mobile food at sfdpw.org, and that is in the hearing notice. So they should have it, but mobile food at sfdpw.
Okay, thank you. If you'd like to be on the contact list, please type and send your email address in the chat or send an email to the mobile foods address that Gregory just provided for us. So this public hearing today is being held to consider one item regarding mobile food. San Francisco mobile food truck, taco truck for the operations of at the location, 345 Williams Avenue, the truck located on the south side of Williams Ave. And let's see, my job as the hearing officer is to gather the facts for the hearing item, listen to your testimony, and help our Director of Public Works, Ms. Carla Short, make the determination. I won't be making any decisions today. Instead, I'll forward today's findings to our recommendations to the director, and the director will make the final determination. Once the director's determinations are made, the department will notify you if you have provided the contact information, which we have. And the hearing will proceed as follows. I'll ask our public works staff to speak first and present the case. Then we'll allow the applicant to speak. And if there are any members of the public or witnesses that want to speak, they'll follow up with that. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak, and our clerk will monitor the time for all of the speakers and will indicate when the speakers have 30 seconds left. If you're a party to this proceeding, I will call on you to speak. If you would like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know before you speak, and then you'll have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. If you're a member of the public or witness who wants to speak, wait for me to call for public comments, then use Zoom's raise your hand feature. If you're on a computer, to put yourself in the queue to speak. If you are dialing in on your phone, dial *9 to indicate you're raising your hand when it's your turn to speak, and I'll recognize you. And if you're on your phone and you're muted, press *6 to unmute yourself. If you'd like to use visual materials in your presentation, again, please let me know before you speak, and you'll have the standard 3 minutes provided to make your comments. And all comments and questions should be addressed to me and not to the department or the applicant. And if you cannot finish your comments within the allotted time, you may submit written testimony to me by the end of this hearing. And if I feel a question is warranted, I'll ask the question. After all the comments are completed, I will close the item. We'll now begin the hearing. Hearing order number 207683. Public Works. Ready?
I am. I'm going to share some slides here in a moment. Let me know when you can see them. Can everyone see my screen?
Not yet.
Still can't see.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share screen. That's going to help if I do that. All right. Can everyone see the PowerPoint slide here?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Today, I'm going to be representing the Bureau of Street Use and Mapping and presenting an application to operate a mobile food facility, 22 MFF-00030. And 1 second here. A little bit of background. The applicant has requested to operate a mobile food facility selling tacos, tortas, and burritos in the public right of way. We've utilized 345 Williams Avenue as an identifiable street address, but you may notice that locationally, these are both on the south side of Williams Avenue, but they've been staggered. One is approximate to Neptune Street, the other is approximate to the Vesta Street end. The operational hours are going to be the same at both locations. There are restrictions on consecutive days of operations, which is why the applicant has chosen to do this. They would not be able to operate the same amount of time at one of those locations, so they spread it amongst two. Pursuant to Public Works Code, there's a requirement that once this application has undergone staff review and that it's deemed admissible and complete, that the applicant must publicly post a notice of intent proximate to the requested site for 10 days. And also there's a direct notice, there's a direct mailing requirement within a radius of the site. If Public Works or BSM does not receive any objections or protests during the public notice period, these we'll have first thing we do when we get an objection or protest, we try to reconcile it. Sometimes it's just a matter of sharing information. And if we can absolve that concern, then we don't have to have a hearing. In the event that we are unable to reconcile a protest, we schedule this Public Works hearing, which is why we're here today. BSM staff received approximately 9 objections to this application. The reason I use the adjective approximately is some of the ones we received were duplicative, both of objector and the actual content itself. Somebody hit send twice, too quick. I provided 2 site plans. And one thing I want to point out, our site plan requirement for mobile food facilities, we don't require an electronically designed plan or a design engineer to submit this. So that's why it's a hand-drawn plan. And you may notice there's Venus Street, the spacing is all there. That's the first site. This has been reviewed by our staff. And then that is the second site. It's a very simple site plan. All we're seeking to demonstrate is that there's no inherent conflicts with street furniture or anything that might present, like line queuing up, and also in the event that there's an obvious traffic conflict, meaning with this sight line or space. Core concerns that were raised by objectors were related to traffic and or parking. I have included all of the objections that we've received in the hearing officer file or the hearing file for this case. You'll notice that there's an Excel document. We just put them all into one Excel sheet. I did receive a letter from the applicant that they requested be submitted to the hearing officer for consideration, and that was added to the file this morning when I received it. And then just contextually, one thing I want to throw out there, the permit process was delayed for this one. One, due to the noticing requirements, the applicant posted the notice, but they didn't remit photographic evidence to us in the statutory period that was required. And then the other was on Public Works. We had some severe staffing shortages. We had someone leave who was working on this application midstream. So those both led to some processing delays. I don't have any other information to share specifically today, but I'm happy to entertain any questions should you have them.
My quick question. So you said the applicant posted, but they didn't prove it.
Yeah, they had to go out and do another posting, take the photos, send it to us very quickly. So we got it done. It was fulfilled.
Okay, that's what I wanted to check. So it's done now. So there should be no additional processing delays, correct? On their end.
Correct. None that I'm aware of. This is a part of that process. We get this done. It's the next step.
Okay. Is that it for Public Works?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, excellent. Is the applicant online? I'm not able to see.
If any of the attendees we only have one attendee now.
Okay,
like to speak, please raise your hand. This is your time to speak.
okay. Is it fair enough to move on to, oh. Hi there. Is this the applicant?
Eugenia has been working with the applicant.
Is like a translator or,
She's just been shepherding through them through the permit process. She'd probably be able to describe her role more accurately than I could, but she's been our first point of contact for the permit application. She's been assisting the vendor.
okay, and so she's like the vendor representative? Okay, but uh, not from the city, right?
Correct. She does not work with
Okay.
the public works team or for the city.
Okay, great. So then I would ask Eugenia, if you're representing the applicant, it's your turn to make a presentation.
I don't see Eugenia raising her hand, but I can.
It's fine. I've also submitted, as I mentioned earlier, a letter directly to the applicant to the hearing file. So may the record reflect that correspondence could serve as their turn to speak here.
Okay, excellent. Okay, well, are there any members of the public that would like to speak on this matter or make a presentation? Is she unmuted? Maybe she's having technical difficulties.
Eugenia had written to me earlier today and said that she would be attending, but also indicated that this was the first one she was attending. So it would make sense if she perhaps was having IT issues. But like I said, if you have an opportunity to read that letter, that would be most representative of the applicant's concerns and what they wanted to share with us.
Hi,
Okay,
Eugenia, can you hear us?
Yes, all the time.
Okay,
Mhm. Okay, now, thank you, and hi, I'm Eugenia, and I have an office right here in San Francisco. I'm helping people when they want to start a business right here with the permits and licenses, and I'm representing Mr. Luis Sosa today. It's my first time. So I know Mr. Gregory sent me the letters for rejecting the project, but Mr. Sosa is really very committed to the environment, with the neighborhood, with the clean area and interior and exterior clean lines. He is really committed with the regulation of the city, with the health department, and he is going to he's committed to generating employment and following all the regulations and everything like involved with the employees and their rights. So he's a really hard working man. He's really responsible, and he knows how to follow the regulations that correspond to this kind of job. Okay, I'm sorry my English is so poor, but the point is he's working hard since more than 1 year on this project, and he knows that he needs to follow all the instructions from all the departments, and for the city, for the state, for all the taxes and everything. You know, he's really committed with everything, and I am helping him with everything to bring the information with the city, with the state, and everything that he needs to know.
okay.
So hopefully he can get the permit, because we are working so hard on this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Eugenia, I just had a few quick questions. Is this his first food truck?
He has relatives, and they are working actually in food. And
Okay.
he is starting this business because his his brother, and it's a family business.
Okay. That's my only question for now. Thank you so much for your presentation.
My pleasure.
Gregory, do you have any questions for Ms. Eugenia?
No, just sincere thank you to the applicant Eugenia and our objectors and other interested parties and their patience as we shepherded this application through process. That's all.
Excellent. Thank you. So if there don't appear to be any other participants online, if that's it, I'm going to go ahead and close out this case today. Thank you all for your participation. Thank you, Gregory. Thank you, Nathan. And thank you, Ms. Alvera, for speaking on behalf of the business for Mr. Sosa. We appreciate you. So Ms. Alvera, I'll be making the recommendations to our director. And then once that's done, they'll notify you, okay? Hearing officer, Ladisi Najee.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
No, thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.